It's the flip man. You want some money in your hand? Flipping houses without credit or your cash. Get that bag.
Good evening, and welcome to Flippinar 274. Tonight's Flippinar, simple question, may be a little difficult answer. Well, it's probably not that difficult of an answer, but why commercial real estate is ignored by wholesalers? Or why don't wholesalers start with commercial real estate? So we're here to talk about real estate investing with a strong emphasis on wholesaling real estate. I'm here by myself at the moment. I hope AP is on her way, but if not, we'll make it do what it do. Please dial in and we'll get these. We'll get you going with this particular topic. If you stick around, make sure that if you want to show some appreciation for the content that we put out on a daily basis, pretty much, whether it's the YouTube Shorts, TikToks, the Instagram Reels, Facebook Reels, post on LinkedIn, even the Twitter, please do this here on YouTube if you're here. Subscribe to the channel by selecting this button here. Once you subscribe to the channel, tap the little bell, select all, so you now are alerted whenever we upload new videos like this one and when we go live daily. Boom. So again, we answer questions here, and I appreciate everyone that's posted, that's followed the instructions if they're interested in partnering on deals with self-storage. We've already got some good stuff in the mix from some of you all. Really unbelievable, some of the energy that's already been put in. And so hopefully within the next 30 to 60 days, we have a very successful story to tell of someone that's picking up a substantial payday from their efforts. I had one individual to say that, hey, they had made so many calls, nobody's interested in selling, they've already been called so many times, blah, blah. Who said it was going to be easy? That separates the people that can do it and the ones that can't. That's why when somebody says, don't you scared that everybody doing, you give all this information away? Even if everybody did it, it still be enough money out here for people to make money. But one thing I do know, most people ain't going to do it or whatever, which is irrelevant on why I do what I do, but that's to answer that question. And so to that particular individual, if you're watching, that should be expected, that the majority of the people that you call are not going to be interested in selling, or if they are, not at a price that works for you. That's real estate, whether it's self-storage, whether it's houses, whether it's multifamily, whatever it is, that's real estate. So I know it's not accurate because other people are sending deals in. So are you saying they're better than you? If that's the case, then it is what it is or whatever. So, but anyway, just on my soapbox here to anyone that's discouraged. I don't know if that was a bit of encouragement or not. The point is you got to put the work in, and we're not talking about an hourly wage here where even if you were making $50 an hour and that's times 40, that's $2,000 a week. We're not talking about that. So $2,000 a week is basically, what is that, 100 and some change a year. We're talking about doing that on one transaction, so that we're not talking about the same game. So, but anyway, people should, Yeah, so I'm by myself, so it's going to be a little raggedy. So let me just go here in the comments and just see where people are. People really not saying where they're from. Well, we do it. Case, I think there's a Cass, Cass, uh, is in Los Angeles. What up? Forever yours, Yah. Thanks, my brother, for allowing me to give my business to my son. He needs your experience. You gifted a way of getting the job done. Boom, man. That's what it's all about. Is spreading the wealth of knowledge. Most of us are time rich. So there's really no excuse on not obtaining this information and running with it. Like with anything, everything ain't for everybody, but anybody can do it. So if that makes sense. All right. So let me see here. We got any questions going? So we got some hellos from Katie, from Chef Darnell Lane. Said hello. All right. So we'll go with Eugene first. He says, "Good evening, Flip Man. My name is Eugene, and I was wondering if you receive an email from me about a self-storage opportunity." All right, Gene, I don't know if I don't recall seeing your name. I'm pretty familiar with the people that have already sent over potential deals. Where did you send that email? What email address did you use? Number one, because I don't recall receiving something from you unless you just sent it, and I don't show. I'm looking at my more recent emails. I'm pretty caught up on my emails, and I don't see anything from you. Okay, so please put in the comments here on what email you sent it to. All right. Debbie, hi from Indiana. Good to see you guys again. Same here, Debbie and Scooter. All right. Geo. That's why people move into teaching, because this is a real grind and hustle. Okay. I guess he was commenting on my little speech I was giving. So Denise, good evening to you, Denise. She's saying hello to everyone. She says she's not giving up, says it's encouraging to her. Okay, great. All right, Debbie and Scooter said, can you wholesale a 15 property deal that is listed by an agent? Yeah, it is possible. Ideally, what you would want to do is you would want to make sure you have a buyer or buyers that are okay or comfortable with properties that are already listed on MLS for sale. If they're comfortable with you negotiating a great deal, even though it's already listed and you can put it on a contract, then boom. So I would scout out some buyers that are comfortable with that aspect of that type of lead first. All right, we have Adrian Ward in Cincinnati. We have Barry Spratt in Rock Hill, South Carolina. We have Walt Ross here. Let me read the question to myself first before I read it to you all. When do you think? All right, let me read the first part of the question. When do you take the contract to the title company? The question is, when do you take the buyer and seller contracts to the title company? All right, ideally, you want to submit the paperwork, both contracts, whenever you have a seller and a buyer under contract for that particular property. Now, I include what I call a closing detail sheet in order to make it easy for the closing attorney or the title company to know who's the seller, who's the buyer, the address, the price, who's paying what, who's receiving what, and who's paying the closing cost, and a way to reach out to me. So you'll submit that information over to a title company or a closing attorney once you have a seller and buyer under contract. Patricia from Southfield, Michigan. All right, Jeffrey. He said, what up, Ty? It's Jeffrey. By the way, Jeffrey, my name is Ty, T-Y. It's short for Tyrone, so Ty. But that's cool. A lot of people say it, so this must be me. This is Black Swan is Lisa from Snellville, Georgia. Not too far from you, Lisa. I'm here in the Birmingham, that is. Pitt's Eye in Madison, Wisconsin. Who else we got? All right, Katie says, I come in after you gave the info about partnering with something. I don't care what it is. I want in too. All right, so Katie, so with anyone, if you, I'm pushing strong and title this video and the last couple of videos have been commercial real estate investing, mainly targeting self-storage facilities. So I'm pushing that pretty strong right now with my content, especially the lives. So if you're on YouTube, you can see the scrolling bar at the bottom. It says text MINI, MINI, to 205-964-5243. And what's going to happen is you're going to receive a text message back, follow that link, submit your info. There's going to be a couple of videos there on that page. Once you submit your info, follow the instructions there, right? Follow the instructions there, and then you'll know what to do. Now, if you come back and say, where do I submit the deals, or where do I get the script, that means you didn't follow instructions. All right, so text the word MINI to 205-964-5243, and let's spit some bigger checks. All right, so let's go. So we have La Paris XO. How long does the storage sale life cycle typically take? So they basically he's asking how long. Did I ask his second part of his question? All right, I didn't. Okay, let me go back up to walk. I didn't answer this second part of his question. When you get the seller on contract, or when you have the seller. Okay, all right, yeah, I did answer. I answered. Okay, so all right, so what is it? How long does it? Okay, all right, so La Paris XO says, how long does it take for basically to put a self-storage deal together? You're dealing in commercial real estate, so the larger the property is and the price point, the longer it's normally going to take, right? So generally speaking, you should look for between a time frame of 60 to 120 days. Now, if it's a small property, couple $100,000 or whatever, you could easily do it less than 60 days. So ideally, you're looking between 60 to 120 days is like a range. Again, stuff that's under $500,000, you could we'll probably get that done for less than 60 days. All right. The second part of that question. Are you close to closing any deals soon? Well, the only reason I'm pushing this so hard because I recently closed one, and it's not me preaching something that I haven't done. Right, I ain't done a lot of it, but all I need is one splitting one six-figure deal to inspire you guys to send more, and I would love to split some deals with you all. That's all it took, right? So that's why I'm here. So I already know real estate is real, but I see it from a different standpoint. Knew that existed, but when it hits you personally, you take a different approach. So why not leverage the audience, the following that I've built over the last almost 15 years to make some money together? That was one of the reasons I ever started doing all of this stuff, is for this point right here, to be able to say, hey, here's the information on how to do it. You don't have to partner with me. I'm going to give you enough information that you can go do it yourself. Going to be a few holes you have to fill in, but I'm going to give you enough information that you can do it yourself. Or if you want to partner with me, it doesn't cost you anything but time. And most of you all watching this right now, matter of fact, I'm going to say 100% of you are time wealthy. So that's all you got to do is be willing to put the time in and change your financial situation forever. So anyway, all right. So so I think I answered both of her questions. I am McCall. Hello, Flip. What's up? I sent it through your number. So you sent it through my number. So I responded to text messages. I think I'm pretty caught up on that, unless you sent it in the last couple of hours. I'm pretty caught up on that. All right. So Andre said, good evening, Flip man. Thank you for this information. Thank you, sir, for joining us, if that's a male. Richard Franklin, thank you for this. Jay Baker. All right, so he says, does your wholesale quick start course include commercial wholesaling topics or guide? At this point, they do not. At this point, that could change in the near future. All right, Leonard Simon, good evening, man. Leonard from, I guess, Houston. Debbie and Scooter, they said thank you for answering their question. Israel in the house, what's up, my man? Ursula, high tide in the gang, what up, Ursula? Antoine, Washington, North Carolina, what's up, my man? Jeffrey, my apologies, Ty. I'm not sure what he's apologizing for. Oh, he said call me Todd. Okay, no problem. I guess it's me. And so we got Terrace. I'm Terrace from Connecticut. I guess that's what CT means. Education kicking in. Katie, laugh out loud. What up, my girl? So let's get down to a question. That's enough hellos for tonight. Going through this over the past year, wholesaling journals about blood, sweat, and tears. All right, this is from Barry. He said the topic stands out a lot because I've been going through this over the past year. Wholesaling in general is all about blood, sweat, and tears, but commercial wholesaling is a beast. Oh yeah, most definitely. Yes, sir. Sky's the limit on it. No cap on how much money you can make, like literally. He says somebody named Caspin. Do you think wholesaling is destroying the housing market and aiding in rising housing prices, facing a moral dilemma? No, man, wholesaling, well, I don't know how that would have a influence on that, because if someone's doing a fix and flip or a rental or whatever, they're not going to do a deal with a wholesaler unless it makes sense. So whether they're buying it from a real estate agent, directly from the owner, or if a wholesaler is involved, the investor is only going to pay for a property on what makes sense to them. So the housing dilemma, there's a lot of factors that go into, if you want to call it that, or whatever that dilemma is. But I don't see, again, we're not throwing out just any price that we want to throw out there and they buy it. It doesn't work that way. Doesn't come even close. I don't ever see it working that way. Now, sometimes we can ask for more depending on the market and how hot it may be. Then yeah, but the prices of anything only exist is because that's what people are willing to pay. Supply and demand at its finest. If people wouldn't pay these prices or couldn't afford to pay these prices, they wouldn't exist. Now, why someone doesn't have housing is going to be a lot of different reasons, because everybody's situation is different. But a lot of it, not everyone, but a lot of it is that we as Americans, I'm guilty as the next person, we tend to want to live beyond our means. I'm in a better place than I've been in, obviously, for years, but I know, trust me, I know buying stuff that you shouldn't buy, or maybe even living somewhere that you probably shouldn't be living. based on what your income will provide for you. Now, of course, again, everybody's situation is different, but a lot of times, again, how good of a steward are we with our money, right? As far as housing, of course, that's the first bill that you probably normally is going to have is your shelter or whatever. So, but again, so many factors go into um, uh, housing situations, but a lot of it is the lack of wanting to make sacrifices today to get where you want to be tomorrow. That's probably, oh my God, as far as Americans, that's one of our biggest issues or whatever. Just simply wanting and living beyond our means. Period. Period. I ain't saying that's everybody's situation, but I know that's a huge part of it. I'll give me on my soapbox. All right. So uh let me see. Jamila says, how do you know when a multifamily unit is worth the investment? Oh man, it's going to be a lot of different factors in knowing if a multifamily property is a deal or not. Now, if you're talking about something that you're trying to buy and hold for yourself, then only you're going to know what the end game is for you, or what your overall goal is, because a lot of times, obviously, you want to try to buy at a price point that is a pretty good deal, because what that does, obviously, you'll be able to make some money from that investment. But if you make mistakes when you buy it right, you're going to be limited on how hard you hit on your bottom line. You don't lose money; you just don't make as much money as you thought you would have made. That's where you always want to be when you're doing a real estate transaction, that you buy it so right that even if you make a huge mistake, it doesn't put you out of business, or it doesn't put you in a situation where it has to be foreclosed on. It just simply means, oh, I'm not going to make as much money as I thought I was going to make, right? She said, how would you estimate repairs per unit? Again, that's going to depend on so many factors. A lot of it is going to depend on the area that you're in and how nice you want to go with it. Now, some people are just going to always just renovate a property as if they were going to live there. So whatever that standard is for them. So if that's you, then getting pricing on a certain amount of square footage for units won't be that difficult. In the sense of, you just said, if you're going to take on an investment like that, you need to get you 3 contractors out there, hopefully reputable contractors out there, and give you some bids if you're going to actually take on an investment of that type, right? So you're not even talking about wholesaling. Just from your questions, you're thinking about purchasing something for yourself. So now you're going to just have to put the due diligence in to, number one, to understand what the rents are, what your costs are going to be for that particular property, and obviously, if it needs renovations, or updating, what is it going to cost? So that's going to be your due diligence process with any property that you're evaluating as a potential purchase, as a cash flow and investment, a la multifamily, if it's something you're going to buy and hold. Okay. Facebook Uger said, last week you said, let you know when we find 100K square feet or a Walmart that's abandoned. I found one. What's the procedure? Okay, so do this first for me, Facebook user. Just text me at the 205-964-5243. Just text me the address or addresses of the properties that you are referring to, and I'll give you more my email address on where you can send over an additional information if you have video or photos. Okay, so all right, let me see. Barry had a couple of questions here. Let me see. I want to try to get more people in. Let me see here. I guess I'll go ahead and do Barry's in. Adrian is here now, so this will go a little smoother than like a instead of an alligator's butt, it'll go smooth like a baby's butt. All right. So do alligator have a butt?
He got a tail.
That's a butt. A tail is a butt.
A tail is a butt.
Get your tail out of here. I guess they're referring to your butt. Okay. All right. So owners want to say, I think he's just more or less making a statement. There he is. Breaking. He's not asking a question. All right. So secret to success. How long have you been investing in real estate? I started in 2003. Well, technically February of 2003. Educated myself in January of 2003. Took action in February of 2003. Closed my first deal the first week of March of 2003. So 20 years, man, 20 years. For you all that don't speak Southern Ebonics, that means 20. Let me see. Sam, all right. So Sam Means says there's a commercial land in a prime area next to a gas station. How do I work that deal? Well, the first thing is it just land that's there and you know someone else owns it, or is there a for sale sign there? If it's a for sale sign, you need to call and see how much they're trying to sell the property for. It's not difficult to determine, well, depending on the tools that you have, the size of that particular parcel or lot. I can easily pull it up right now if you wanted to. Oh, I forgot to tell y'all, you can text the word gator. Maybe I didn't tell you because I didn't want to. I don't know if I could handle that by myself. I guess I could. Text the word gator to 205-964-5243. If you want to get pushed to the front of the line, text the word gator to 205-964-5243. Right? And just follow the instructions. Lay Paris says, nice. I'll be sending you some deals soon. We can split them to go buy twin G-Wagons. Oh, she said we can go buy twin. I don't like those.
You really don't?
I don't. It's just a big box.
It is a big box, but it's also like one of the luxury vehicles that's a free and clear tax write-off. So that's why most people go for those. It is.
That's the whole thing?
It's like a write-off. It's like only certain vehicles that you can write off.
But the entire price of it, or a percentage
probably
of it?
A percentage, but
okay.
enough
but
of a percentage to make it worthwhile people to do it.
Just
No?
No.
It's nice, but no, that's not.
What they call 150? 175?
Probably more than what I got. I could be on that.
No,
I just want a Tahoe. Brand new black on black Tahoe.
Oh, that ain't hard to get.
I know. That's
it ain't cheap either. Now.
It ain't, but
but I don't like that.
And an Audi.
I would take it. What's her name? Lay Paris. I would end up probably selling mine. So you might well just give me the bread. Anyway, so just a big box. But anyway, like if you like it would be from 1972. You know what I'm saying?
No, now the interior is like what makes it. And
there's plenty of stuff out there with interiors.
You're right. You can make something with an interior.
But it can literally be a vehicle from 1972.
You think so? Is that boxy?
It's that boxy.
So you giving it like Bronco boxy?
Bronco is more modern. The OJ Bronco is more modern than a G-Wagon.
Way back.
I know. I said the OJ Bronco.
Further back than
that. I don't see what.
Okay.
But anyway, that's me.
Okay.
All right. So
you were on Lay Paris, and I'm trying to figure out where you were.
She's up here at the top two. So the next person is Ramona May. What about closing in Chicago area? Was a question. She's between La Paris, EXO, and Rosa Norwera.
Control F. This thing doesn't work that way because it's a Mac. Well, answer a question. I'll keep looking.
Okay, so she said, what about closing in Chicago area? Okay, so Illinois is a state that has a requirement that you need a broker or a real estate agent's license in order to quote unquote wholesale. So a couple of things you can do. You can just partner with an agent, right? There's a lot of struggling agents that would love the opportunity for someone to just generate leads for them. They can make money just hand over fist, right? And you all just pay for. You just establish. You could establish what I would call a marketing / web development company. And each time that you put a house on the contract, you go to a place like GoDaddy.com or one of the website registries or domain registries and register the name of that street. So if the street name is
123 Main Street,
123 Snow Street, then you go register 123snowstreet.com.net.biz, whatever you want to do. It costs you $1 if you do .biz. And so then you use one of the free website services, put up some photos and video of that property. Whenever you all close on it, say you're going to make 20 grand and you're going to split everything 50-50, you get them to sign an invoice that they're going to pay you $10,000 for that website that you built for them. And so you submit that at closing, boom, you're paid. No license needed. Cash out me for that valuable info. Ask Flipman.
Ask Flipman.
ASK, $. Yeah.
Ask Flipman.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
All right, I figured out where you were. So I'm up on Barry. And hey, y'all, I didn't even say hello. Hello. And thank you for being here this Thursday night. Yes, late-ish. Really late-ish. I got, stuff happen or whatever. But I'm glad to be here, and I'm glad you're here too. And if Ty didn't mention it, I'm going to mention it again. You can text the word Gator, Gator, to the number 205-964-5243. Join us live. Ask your question and any other follow-up questions you may have. And we just love to have you on. You might have a question that everybody else wants to know, but you're answering it for them. We're asking it for them. So Barry says, I'm currently working to move self-storage and car wash locations. Deals are ahead. There you go. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, so I'm not sure wholesale accelerator. What's that? But Brandon just signed up for it, so that's great. I'm sure that's a tool.
Oh yeah, welcome aboard, Brandon.
Okay.
Yeah, just some encouragement. We had a couple of people, a couple of different people. One guy, he sent over 492 units, self-storage facility, up in the Tennessee area. And another guy had found an owner that had 4 different locations with over 800 units. About the fact, the one, now we ain't did deals on them, but I'm just telling you those type of opportunities. You're talking, I ain't just gonna throw a number out there, but these obviously, I think the one, well, actually it comes with another business. The one that has the 400 plus units, that's, they want 4 million. And I think that's a deal at the price that they're asking, right? Just based on the information that they submitted. And then now on the other one with the 800 plus units, we got to make an offer on, but he's an older guy and he's tired of, he's been managing all of those units himself. That's the business that you're targeting, is that this is an older guy. He's ready to get out the business and he's been managing facility, 4 facilities of that size, which is unique in itself. Well, that's not that uncommon. Let me back up. So anyways, it's opportunities out there. That's like, with that many units, you're talking definitely an 8-figure plus deal with that many units, probably anywhere from 10 to 15 million. Now, that ain't what we're going to make, on something like that. We probably split 300 or 400 grand or whatever, but again, that's all. I'm just letting you know that neither one of them may turn into nothing, because it just may fall apart. That's just real estate in general. But those type of opportunities are out there is what I'm telling you. What could you do with your share of, we'll just say 2 big ones?
I can go get me a G-Wagon for cash.
That's the wrong attitude, Dave. That should be the last thing you should do.
Okay, I'll do that on the second one.
They feel like the 10th one. All with those minimum payouts. And they probably only need to do it on the 10th one.
Okay, so Pitt's Eye says, how about land deals? Do you partner with development land? 163 units available.
He means so it's already been approved by the city, all the plans and everything, 163 units. Lots, I guess he means.
I don't know. Clarify that for me, Pitt's Eye, and I will read your follow-up.
And it needs to be off market on something like that. Needs to be off market. We don't want anything that's been shopped around. You must be dealing directly with the owner, not my partner, somebody. You are the person talking to the owner.
You, sir. Okay, so GL says, if you had to start today and needed to make 6 to 7 figures per year, how would you do it?
Text the word mini to 205-964-5243.
Mini, M-I-N-I, mini. Okay, let's see here. What's up, Cool 856? Andrew says, yo, Ty, last week you said to let you know when we find an empty Walmart. I found one.
Yeah,
What now?
I think you're too. I've already read that. What his name?
Andrew Phillips. I started from where you said.
Oh, that was somebody else. That somebody said the same thing then.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, just text me the address, and I'll give you further instruction. 205-964-5243.
Okay. So Casapine wants to know, well, they want to set up their business by contracting cold callers and dispositional managers to become more passive since I'm in college. Still going to work hard on it. How should I go about this?
Okay, so he's going to do what now?
Just contract cold callers and dispositional managers to become more passive.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So he's basically saying he's going to set up the infrastructure to do it. Mm-hmm. He's going to have people calling to generate the leads.
Correct.
And he's going to have actual acquisition individuals to close the deals. Mm-hmm. And then obviously you need someone to move them, to dispo it, as they call it.
Okay. Jay Becker says, hello and thanks again. I've never wholesaled a property before. I was wondering if I should go straight for commercial.
Text the word mini, M-I-N-I, to 205-964-5243. Yes.
Yes. Sandra, you asked for 2 properties to be come back on. I saw you down in our chat room, but you disappeared on me. I would love to have you on, and we most definitely could comp that property for you. So just come back on live. You can use that same link. Let's see here. Okay. HN, sorry I'm late. What type of commercial properties are you wanting? Text M-I-N-I.
Text the word mini, M-I-N-I, to 205-964-5243. But I'm just tripping. Yeah, we have stuff that we'll look at depending on what it is. But ideally, the focus right now, just the main focus. I ain't saying other stuff couldn't work, but the main focus that I put a lot of time and training into on how to make it happen is self-storage. That can obviously change. Now I'm gonna have a video coming out probably over the next couple of days that's going to give you some ideas on some other stuff, but right now we're just going to say self-storage.
Okay. Sandra, just go ahead. When I see you wave at me, I know you're ready to go. So someone answered on Instagram, the _inspired_life_TV says any vehicle over 6,000 pounds, you can write off at the first of the year for depreciation.
Okay, there you go. So it just doesn't have to be that particular vehicle.
It has to be 6,000 pounds.
A lot of the EVs are 6,000. Especially the ones that are coming out.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like the new Hummer.
I guess it's going to be like a SUV, and it's going to be a big one. I guess it's just depending on what it is. Okay. Or
all right, let me see.
What?
Go ahead with the question. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So broke but handsome on Instagram Says PropStream, Flipster, FreedomSoft, or iFlip. Do you have a preference for the software you use? Preference.
All right, so I am we use, okay, so which software, which tools that I like to use daily? All right, first of all, you see what's on my shirt, right? So Zomps, this is something I personally developed, right? Had developed. You know, my idea to just pay some coders to do it, right? So Zomps first, and it's free. Now after that, now we use PropStream and Batchleads all day. Now I'm a reseller of both of those services, and with PropStream, we'll train you on how to use it if you sign up through my website dealulater.com. If you just text the word, I don't know which word I need to text to get to Deal You Later. Text the word tool, TOOL. All right, to access that, and I have tons of videos and probably end up showing you something tonight on it. But those are the main ones that we use or whatever. I use some other ones for land or whatever, but they're paid subscriptions like Land ID, formerly known as MapRight. I probably use that. It's probably second behind PropStream. So just because I look at a number of land properties, and even when I'm looking at houses or any type of commercial property, I like to see, especially with self-storage, I like to see if they the size of the lot that they own, and do they have any adjoining lots near it, because that may be where the value add opportunity is. And so I was just looking up some of the vehicles that weigh more than 6,000 pounds. So your Rolls Royce, something, Mercedes-Benz G-Class, G-Wagon as they call it, Cadillac Escalade ESV, Lincoln Navigator L.
My Audi Q7 is on there.
Ford Expedition Max, the GMC Yukon XL, Toyota Land Cruiser, Bentley something, I don't know what this says, BENTAYGA.
Your Rovers.
Really?
Yep. Discovery Sport, Range Rover Sport.
Let me just say more, because it only just gave 8. So
I got Lincoln Aviator. I have
it
Nissan
says
Armada. I have the Nissan Titan. I have the Porsche Cayenne Turbo.
the Ram 2500, 3500, Chevrolet Silverado 2500 HD and 3500 HD, Ford F250, F350 Super Duty, Cadillac GT6. Now, sometimes ChatGPT will be wrong. Mercedes-Benz Maybach, Bentley Mussolini or whatever it is. Y'all see, I have no interest in that. Don't even know how to pronounce. Land Rover, Range Rover, autobiography. I don't even know what they're talking about. Anyway, autobiography. There you go. It's something Lamborghini. Interesting. Okay.
Yep, I have a list of 80. Crazy.
No, I don't think the Lamborghini said it was only around 4,800. So I don't even know why I had it on the list. Anyway, you do your own research.
Yep. There you have
I thought it was interesting. I just like to know stuff.
Okay, so let's see here. Yolanda says, thank you for putting together the script training video for Storage Snowball. My question is, if an owner would like to sell, what is the best way to conclude the call? What do we tell them?
Okay, if they're interested in selling, say, hey, thank you for providing this info. We'll be reaching back out to you within the next day or so. Hopefully we can put a deal together, to create a win-win.
Okay. Stanetta Gibbons on Instagram says, I just downloaded your wholesale secret course today. Thank you. I have an elderly couple that's ready to sell like ASAP, but I don't know the first place to start. I'm a newbie. What would be your advice?
Okay, so you have a elderly couple that wants to sell a property. What would be the first thing you need to do? Okay, I'm assuming you have the address of the property. Obviously, you know how to contact them. So with that being said, and you normally don't do this, but in this situation, you can go ahead and comp the property to see what the ARV is and run your numbers. You can do that through Zomps.com or you can do it through digulator.com. I have calculators there. So whenever you're having that conversation with them and you get down to price, you'll have a good idea right there on the phone. Not that you always have to do this, but since this is a one-off, you'll have an idea where you need to be as far as price by already running your numbers. Again, you don't normally do that because if you're just cold calling people, you don't want to try to run numbers on properties because you may never even get them on the phone. That's just time wasted. But in this situation, because you know the people, you know how to reach them, I'm assuming, then you already have your numbers in mind on where you need to be.
All right. Thank you for answering that. Gino 72. I think this has piqued some interest talking about that daggone car. Do you have to have an LLC or an EIN to write the vehicle off at the first of the year? Absolutely. You have to have it established after December 31st, working for the whole year. You either establish that it's part business, part personal, or you can say that it's all for business. And then the first year you get $28,900 written off, and the second year you get $27,000 written off. So maybe I was incorrect in the whole amount, but that sounds like over half of it being taken off for you. So
that's more like probably a third.
how much is the thing?
I think they like 150,
Now
175.
you look up everything else. You ain't look at that.
Oh, hell, I ain't got no interest in it.
I'm interested in my Audi. Oh my gosh.
What is it, 200?
What? Yeah.
Yes, that's not even a third. It's like more 25%.
That's not, boy, that ain't worth that. That's a whole house. And in Alabama, that's a nice house.
Yeah, well, it depends on where, but yeah, where in Alabama.
Where I'm at in Alabama.
Okay, well, yeah.
Where I'm at is a nice house.
That gets you.
Might even have a pool.
That gets you center point in Birmingham.
Well, there's some nice stuff over there.
I guess depends.
Yeah, but where I'm from.
Yeah.
Where I'm from.
Yeah.
You give me a nice 2-story split level, 4 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, pool, personal drive, all that kind of stuff. Okay, so too strong. What about office buildings for sale? How would I go about approaching the owner?
Okay, an office building for sale, really not my lane. Nothing I've pursued recently. They've taken a hit since COVID. A lot of people, a lot of 9-to-5ers, that type of setting, still haven't went back to the office. So that's affected those leases. And so, I have no idea on those. Not really my lane. But with any property that you're targeting, obviously you need to understand the end game for it. What makes this property valuable, right? What would make it? How much income? Let me just back up. Okay, so with commercial real estate, is income based on the value in most cases. So you need to have an idea what the office rates are, leasing rates are for that area. And you should be able to evaluate it from that point based on what that property is doing right now. Now, if it's totally vacant, then that's a whole nother situation or whatever, because it's not producing any income. And it may be an opportunity there for you to have a value add situation. But again, that's really not my lane. So I couldn't really advise you on that.
All right. Thank you for answering that for us, Ty. So we're going to hop into a question. This is from Instagram. I think you just tapped on it just a little bit because the question was, how do you comp the commercial property? Isn't it different from the houses? So yeah, you just really answered.
Yeah, comping. How do you comp commercial versus houses? Like with houses, you're basically just comparing what other houses have sold for within a certain distance, hopefully within a certain range as far as years, square footage, time frame, meaning like 30 days ago, 90 or 12 months. It really doesn't work that way with commercial. You will try to comp what similar properties have sold for, but in most cases, investors evaluate commercial on the income, again, what it is producing and or what it can produce. So that's the way it's evaluated. There's more to it than that, but that's the basics of it to show you what the differences are.
All right. Thank you for answering that question. Dennis Sylvan says, you know what he says?
What's that?
How do we get Zomps t-shirts?
How do you get Zomp's t-shirt? Well, we really don't have those set up to be sold. I guess if demand was high enough, I'm really not in the t-shirt business, even though we have it set up to sell some of the t-shirts I've worn over the years. But really just not. It's too much. Well, I say it's a headache because you can just set up, different. They have different third-party services out there to make it easy. But to do so, I guess we can do that. If people want it, I guess we can do it. But really don't get a lot of traction on t-shirts or whatever. What?
Shirt.
Huh?
That's on your shirt right there. Yep. Over, up. Yes.
Oh, it's a
Excellent.
excellent.
Fly. So Jessica Baugh wants to know, do you think buyers, oh yes, do you think buyers take wholesale companies seriously over an individual wholesaler?
So do buyers care if you're in a company or if it's just a single wholesaler? My name is Danny White. Or most buyers don't care if you got a deal that'll make them some money, and you need to sound like you know what you're talking about. But even if you don't, if you have a deal that they can make some money on based on what their buy box is, they won't care in most cases.
Okay. So Eugene wants to know, do you have investors set to bag these storage deals?
Eugene Pruitt.
Eugene King.
No, you know what that show that's from?
No.
Good Times.
Good time.
But anyway, that was an episode where I think either JJ or somebody was at the unemployment line and he wasn't getting the answers he wanted. And the lady felt she had exalted all the answers for him. And so she wanted the next person in line, and the next person in line was Eugene Pruitt. Eugene Pruitt.
Oh my gosh.
And so he just took this because she kept stamping. He took the thing and just started stamping it on the table. Anyway, so but to answer your question, we got buyers lined up. Like, yes.
Okay.
Let me show you.
Okay. So Denise says, Flip, I've been looking at an Eckert's drugstore. Ooh, that's old. That has been closed for several years. I have found the owners, but I am not sure what to do.
All right. So Eckert's, who bought them?
I don't know.
What, the CVS bought them?
I don't know. That's not like a Southern thing either. I know what it is, but
yeah. But if you say you're looking for the owners, I have tools to find owners. Not always, but most of the time.
J.C. Penney.
J.C. Penney?
Eckert Drugs was purchased by J.C. Penney.
Obviously, they thought they could get in the drug game, and they
should have been wholesaling.
They got mashed out.
Better turnover.
It sounded
than
good.
the dope
Boy, that was a hustle there. So the people at Eckert's, they got their money. They, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. But anyway, so trying to locate the owners, they have a mailing address. Send them something in the mail if you can't produce a phone number.
Okay.
If you text me the address, I'll see what I can do.
Well, see, Cheryl Alford says Flipman CVS bought Eckert. I don't know what you can trust Google, because the first thing that comes up is Eckert Drugs was purchased by J.C. Penney. So I don't know. Fact check. Okay. So Flipman, do you have your own Discord?
Actually, I do, and actually it's ready to go. And so I'm not that even though I've used it quite a bit using Mid Journey, which is an AI graphics. Well, how to describe that, Adrian?
Generator,
photo or image generator. So I'm a little bit more familiar than what I was, but I do have a Discord. I just hadn't promoted. I didn't know. That's me being ignorant. That my audience would follow it, but I guess I'm going to have a certain percentage of my audience that would love to mix it up in Discord. Now, I really wanted to say, and I am going to do this, set up a Discord for once we get a pretty good community of people that's doing this self-storage stuff, that we can, mingle with each other, networking, trying to put deals together, whatever. So that's definitely going to be something real in Discord.
All right. So Gio says, hey, Sarai A. How you doing? She says, hello, Flipman and Adria. What it do, boo? Okay. So Gio says, I wholesale 2 to 3 6-figure deals per year, but I work my tail off for a few years. I don't know how sustainable this is as I'm exhausted. What would you do?
She said she's done what now? How much money?
2 to 3 6-figure deals per year, but he's working his tail off for it. He doesn't know if this is sustainable. What would you do?
So he's already doing that?
Yes.
So 2 to 3 6-figure deals.
That's what he said.
What world? I'm saying, like, what type of real estate? Like, he can say?
No.
So 2 to 3. Wait a minute. Say that again.
I wholesale 2-3 6-figure deals per year, but I work my tail off, all caps, for a few years. I don't know how sustainable this is as I am exhausted. What would you
I would
do?
need to know more information on what are you doing to do that, because what type of properties, number one, and what are you doing when you say work your tail off? Like, if he could be a little bit more, if he can go a little bit more detail on that.
Okay.
So
Cool.
Obviously, it's real. So
Hey, Marlon, REI next door, guys. He's in Atlanta. Check him out in the chat. Holla at him. Anything outside 285. The 285. Okay. Let's see here. Hey, Saul Rickenbacker. Hey, Elisa. I know I didn't do my shout out, so I'm doing it as I go down. If I missed you, charge it to my heart. Charge it to my mind, not to my heart. In my mind. Okay, Jamonica. Hey. Let's see here. Marlon Reed wants to know, how much do I split with a wholesaler realtor with license for supplying a buyer?
So how much do you split with a realtor if they supply a buyer? Now, it just depends. Are they coming to you with their realtor's hat on? Then 3%, between 3 to 6%, 2 to 6%. Are they coming to you as an investor? I'm willing to give up 50%, depending on how active they are. But if they supply a buyer, that's half of the deal. So they should get half of the money.
Okay. Ellis from Mississippi in the house. Thank you for being here. Trasivi, positive vibes, sending everyone positive vibes your way. Let's see here. Chef Darnell wants to know, how about hotels? Do you deal with them?
So wholesaling hotels or trying to move hotels, I would take a look at anything. It would have to be such an extremely good deal that it's just a no-brainer to me. Really not my space, but I know guys that buy hotels that I still have in my phone. They would definitely take a look, but it would have to be a smoking deal.
Okay. Trasivi, that would be a yes. Off market, under contract. You can submit that over, see what you got. Numbers need to make sense.
Yeah, and on the self-storage, I'm glad you said off market. Okay, that's key. Don't send anything.
She was talking about land, though.
I know, I'm just that too. Don't send anything that you find on the internet or social media. If you didn't know, social media is the internet. They're already being shopped around. That's not what we do. Not saying somebody else doesn't do it and do it well. For that type of property, that's not what we do. We don't want those at all. I had one property that's been sent to me 4 times.
Because 4 different people didn't see it.
So 4 different people have sent the same property.
Wow. You should send them a message back that says, not first. Israel, I'm bringing you on. Give me a high five, virtual high five if you're ready.
Oh,
okay.
There you go. In black and white? Okay. No, just okay. What's up, man?
It's just the lighting.
How you doing?
Oh, I'm good, my man. What's happening?
Yeah, so I've been, watching you for a while, just trying to get it. So basically, I had to chop up my question in the comments, so I really wasn't trying to get it. It wasn't really coming in the way I was trying to ask. But I came in contact with a VP of pretty much like a construction company, and pretty much they've been buying, a lot of land in the area, and so he has like a lot of I want to say like a lot of projects in works. If you read the comments, I'd say it's like over like a $76 million project going on, another $150 million apartment complex going on, multiple commercial. I haven't really got into the commercial aspect of this whole wholesaling thing, but I'm really like stuck on this residential. But when I was trying to find out, I had texted you a few times about this grocery store that had uh, like a large lot, and it's been there for over 30 years and nobody's done with it. So basically what happened was, as I was trying to find the owner of that, I came in contact with that VP, and he gave me the phone number to that grocery store because he had been trying to buy it, but I guess it's condemned and they wanted too much money for it. And so that's why I was just like, I don't even want to mess with it. So I don't know nothing about that commercial game, so I wouldn't know what to do. But so basically, I guess my question is that, you know, with talking with this VP, he pretty much told me like all of the stuff that he had in plans, all the stuff he worked. He even sent me some like development what do you call like renderings, and showed me a few things. And he's just like, if you want to set something up, we could set something up in meeting and everything. So I'm just kind of like, I was overwhelmed. I didn't really, I'm small fish in this big sea. So I'm like, man, I gotta maybe talk to Ty. Maybe he knows what to do. And I was just like, what should I do?
So he sent you what over?
He sent me like renderings of like these projects that he's working on. They haven't even been like constructed yet.
Okay.
But he has like national brands getting ready to set up there. I guess maybe he's leasing them out to these people.
He was sending you that information for what purpose?
I guess he thought I was, because I had, okay, so when I was talking to him about trying to get that grocery store, I had asked him, that follow-up question, do you have anybody or would you know anybody who would consider on selling? And he's like, actually, I do. Like, he started telling me about all of these situations that he has, and I was just overwhelmed because I wasn't ready for that, and I'm still not ready for that. I don't know what to do, but I'm sure there's like something that could be done, and I'm just like, I just don't know where to start. I don't know where.
Well, do this. Just text me, and just remind me that you came on live, and we can actually have a more detailed conversation.
Right. That's what I was trying to
on what he sent you, and I can take a look and see what he has, and we go from there.
Perfect.
Not saying that I'm going to know either,
right.
But I know enough people to try to get an answer.
That's what I was hoping for.
There. Yeah.
Like you would know people. Mm-hmm. Or you might even want to invest into something that he has there. I just don't know. But like, it's just like I said, it's just so much that he was just throwing at me at one time, and it's just like I just called to find out if he knew, because I just kind of like looked him up through PropStream because he owned the Arco that was on the corner of that big lot with the grocery store. He had been trying to buy it, like I said, so I just got in contact with him.
Okay,
just
yeah,
trying to figure it all out.
Smart move. All right, man. Well, I'll look out for that text. Or what was your what is it? Israel? Okay.
Yeah, all Israel.
Right. Yes, sir. All right, cool.
Right. Okay,
all right, thank you. Have a good day.
Yes, sir.
You too.
All right. So I gotta ask you. So like we're an hour in, and I think we have a really good crowd on right now. And if I have not asked you guys, which I don't think I have, can you hit the like, subscribe, and follow button on wherever you are, whatever platform? Please hit the like. You know you like it. You know you like it. So hit the like button. So
go ahead.
We're going to talk about the topic, which is why don't wholesalers start with commercial real estate? The topic of Flippinar number 274, Why don't
Actually-
wholesalers
Actually,
start?
I changed it just a little bit, but it's still the same thing.
Okay. Well, what you change it to?
I said, why commercial real estate is ignored by most wholesalers. Basically the same thing.
Oh, okay. No, I see what you did there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I only changed it on YouTube. On the other platforms, is what you read. So, or whatever. So,
Got me looking
just
crazy.
just a little play on the keywords there. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So with that title, of course, this is the thumbnail.
She cute. Her overalls on. Look at Flip pimping.
See, I was getting images. I did this through mid journey. I was getting images with women. How you say dress
Scantily clad.
too much skin showing.
Gotcha.
I ain't going for that. I want, you know what I'm saying? I want to.
No.
Anyway,
You're not offended.
I was trying to, you know what I'm saying, trying to be conservative there. But anyway, so yeah, basically two topics, same thing. Why don't wholesalers start with commercial real estate, or why commercial real estate is ignored by most wholesalers? Well, I could only just take you back to my journey. All right. So first of all, like a lot of people, I think fits into how it was for me when I started. I knew nothing about real estate. I didn't know the difference. There was a difference between residential or commercial real estate. Number one. So we don't even have to go any farther than that. I didn't even know there was a difference. You know, that's how I didn't know it was a difference. Okay, so let's start there. But assuming that I did know it was a difference, you know, most people are already afraid of hearing the price of a house. I'm going to put a piece of real estate under contract for, now don't get all jammed up if you're in Los Angeles or the Bay Area or New York City. I'm gonna put a house under contract for $50,000. That's supposed to be worth $130,000 once it's fixed up. That's still 50 grand.
Right.
You know, so that's going to scare most people right there. Just even putting their name on a document saying, hey, I'm going to buy this property for $50,000 and I ain't got 50 cents in Wells Fargo. Right.
Right.
So imagine adding another zero to that. 500,000 or another zero, 5 million. When you start to talk about commercial real estate, which is very common, or you can even add another zero to that, 50 million. You literally can add another zero on it and still be, you know what I'm saying, commercial real, 500 million. Yeah. So the price, okay, number one, a lot of people know nothing about real estate when they start. So, but more people are familiar with the living situation. Either they're going to be living in a house or an apartment, right? So you're normally going to probably start with the house, even if you're living in an apartment. Okay, so that's just because of what you know. Now, even if you are exposed to commercial real estate, like I said, the big numbers is what scare a lot of people away. Matter of fact, I have guys, investors that I deal with that kill it in residential real estate, make 7 figures, some even 8 figures a year, but don't want to fool with commercial at all.
Gotcha.
And if you have those type of resources to generate that type of money in residential, you will easily add a zero onto that with commercial by just simply, they have the resources to get in the room to educate themselves enough where they can make those deals happen also. They're going to have the resources to get educated. They're going to have the resources to network with the right individuals. They're going to have the resources to get the right amount of financing, but they're terrified to get into commercial real estate still, right? So it's on all levels on why it doesn't happen. Obviously, people get into it because deals are happening all the time, you know, in commercial real estate, just like they are with houses or single family residents. So it's happening. But as far as wholesalers, most avoid it. And like myself, I avoided it for years. The first deal I did that was be considered commercial, it came from a bandit sign that says we buy houses. A guy just had a 9-unit apartment building he wanted to sell. He called anyway, right? And so that was my favorite. And it was in an area where I felt if I had a house over there, it would be very difficult to move. But that apartment building that was in that area, phone rung out the hook, you know, and so that was like, wow, this is different. But I still didn't really pursue it hard at that time because I really didn't know what I was doing. I only made $5,000 on the deal. As a matter of fact, one of the dudes, which we're still friends now, one of his business partners, they basically just decided what they were going to pay with me. Whenever we showed up and the owner had to be there to show the property, one of them stepped away with the owner, negotiated the deal, say, hey, Tyrone, well, this is what we're going to do here, blah, 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 and we're going to give you $5,000. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't know or whatever. Now, I did other deals with him over the years or whatever, and one of them I'm about to do a deal with now, and so it's like sort of paid off years later. The relationship paid off years later. They just bringing me on the deal just for finding it for them, and I'm really doing something I've never done before in the sense they're going to just add me to the deal, equity partner, right?
Right.
On a property that's like a couple $1 million. That'll be worth probably about $5 million once we get it, to the point it gets to stabilize, as we say, in that world. So, but it came from that relationship on that apartment complex where technically I got whooped on the deal, but the relationship lasted after that.
So
I wasn't tripping because I wanted the experience. It was to me, they paid me $5,000 to get exposed to another layer of real estate that I wasn't even interested in. I had no idea really how to pursue it. It still took me some years after that to sort of, but my point is I got exposed to it at that time. So I don't know if I explained or answered the question, but those are the reasons why, some of the reasons why.
Gotcha.
Fear probably is the biggest one. Fear of those big numbers.
I can see that. What was that? What's the area over by Princeton called? Princeton Baptist.
That's West End.
That's considered West End. You remember you sent me over there to go look at an apartment complex. It was like 6 units and the air conditioning was on the outside of the building. They always in like little wrought iron, like caged up.
Was it closed?
Huh?
Was it active?
Only one person was staying in it. I think it was 6 units. Only one person was staying in it. And I remember going there, pulling up to go look at it. I think I was taking pictures, or maybe you sent me to meet somebody. And there was a snake on the porch. And you don't remember that?
A snake on the porch?
Yes.
In West End?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. You probably don't even. I don't think that's West End.
That is West End.
If you're going like a north, Birmingham North.
You said Princeton?
Isn't that the hospital that's over there?
Yeah, Princeton Hospital. Princeton Hospital,
like on the avenue north.
Lom Avenue runs right in front of it. That is West End.
Dang.
Now they might call it Princeton area, but that is West End.
Okay.
Gotcha. You got Tuscaloosa Avenue that runs down
there's some
there.
bricks right around the corner.
You got McMillan, all that's West End. South, that's West End.
The hood.
Yeah, it's West End.
Oh,
yes.
Okay. Yeah, I remember that. You just mentioned that. I was like,
yeah.
Tyler set me up to go get killed.
I did a building over there. It was vacant though, and it was a fire damage. And the guy called me at 5 a.m, and I answered the phone. I don't even know why I answered the phone. I answered the phone.
I'm surprised you answered the phone.
And at 5 a.m, and hey, he said if you want to answer, I was going to the next person or whatever. It wasn't nobody was going to answer at 5 a.m, but I answered the phone. That was a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I made some good bread on that deal.
If ever I do a super deal and I get a platform to talk, I'm not going to talk about the money that I make, y'all. I'm going to talk about how Ty set me up with Mr. Lawyer Man.
What was his name?
And his dog. I can't remember.
Okay, so let's story time.
I can't remember.
Have we ever told this before?
No.
Okay, so Adrian, this is way back. Okay, she was doing a deal. So this guy, older guy, like he was a lawyer. He was a lawyer, but he had his office inside of a house. Well, I guess it was on commercial, but it's in we're gonna just say hood area or whatever. White guy, but surrounded by a number of black people, right? But I guess he had his office over there for years. So he was retired and getting out the business. So he wanted to sell his office, and so I went over there with Adria, you know, because she was female or whatever, and then, you know, she was new. I met her over there, and so we were looking at the house. He had a big dog in there. I mean, that dog dead now.
I know that dog dead.
I guess he is too, probably. Ain't he?
Yes.
Okay, so gotta be. He's like 1,000. Which I hope not get to be that old. But anyway, so
oh my gosh, that's what makes this even worse.
So anyway, so he was talking, you know, talking about he had his wife and she was feeble, and you know, he had a beach house, or I'm sorry, a lake house and all this stuff or whatever. So I had to go look at another house, so because he was just talking. And so I don't even know if he gave you a price or not. That's why I sort of wanted to get out of there. So Adrian said, okay, I'm gonna be right behind you or whatever. So she didn't leave exactly when I left, right? And so I'm down the street, and you know, so she called me. Why did you scream? Why did you leave me? I'm like, you said it was okay. And he said, can you believe what this man just said to me? He said that he would give me this house. And then he say, buy you a car, pay your car off or what?
He said, buy me a car. He
said,
would leave that house to me in my name. He would deed it over.
Yeah.
And buy me a car.
Yeah.
If.
Yeah.
If.
Yeah.
Y'all fill in the blank.
Yes.
If.
And what I say?
What? Yes. Tell him what you said. Tell him what you said. Put me out in the streets.
Oh my God, that's funny. Hey.
Yes.
And then you follow. I told you still tried to follow back up with him.
I did. I went back and he tried to give me some coffee in his beach
and he
cup.
told me not to. He told you not to bring me back.
Yes, he said you couldn't come.
I didn't go.
No, you didn't.
Okay,
because that's when we went.
You weren't afraid of.
We
you
walked
you
through the
hook him.
house.
Yeah.
And we went to the backyard with the dog because we was talking about. You know, I love dogs, so we was talking about the dogs. And then he kind of blocked away, and I'm like, man, I'm just have to fight this on, man. Like I'm just to fight. And he called back. You remember? Because he called back.
Yeah.
We were in the office, and I was like, this him calling. He kept calling.
Yeah. Yeah.
Could have had me a house, y'all.
A free house.
Could have had me a house.
A free house. That's all I would say.
Yeah. Tell him what you say. It wasn't gonna be long. Just a little. It wasn't gonna be long.
It wasn't. Hey, a free house, man. That's all I'm gonna say. Hey, and a car. He was gonna give her a house and a car.
No, that man just needed you on him. What?
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Game been good to me.
Sold me out.
Oh boy.
Okay, so let me jump into a few more questions before we close out tonight because I was late and I don't know what y'all were a victim to before I got here. But I have no idea. So I'm gonna go ahead and read a few more. So
I know where the neighborhood obviously, but I don't know where that house is. I often pass over there. Like, where was that house?
That main street that's right there, I think is a chicken place. I don't want to say churches, but it's the main street and you make a left. It was on one of them alphabet streets.
Well, yeah, that's over the end. That's over the ends about what ends of high school used to be.
And then that White House.
20th Street.
I know what the house looked like. It's burned in it's emblazoned in my head.
I would love to. If you know where it is, we ride over there one day because I want to see when did he sell it and how much he sold it for.
Bet.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can go find it. Oh,
yeah.
man.
And then we can see.
No.
And you know what? And I hooked that this the other one. Yes, that one. But I went ahead and hooked that. I positioned that camera there, so just in case that happened. Pass me the thing there, the white thing there. It's hanging over, right there.
This?
Yeah. Oh, I'm back. Okay, I'm back. But okay, but yeah. No, yeah. I'm saying you got the whole thing. You got to put it back in there. Plug it back up.
Okay.
Yeah, Pat. Unwrap it and pass it. Yeah.
Oh shoot, dog! This cable.
You unplugged it. You don't supposed to unplug it from the.
What you want me to do? It's in this camera.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to just hook up a different camera that has power.
Oh, this one.
No, you got to have it here. I got to put it in the computer.
Oh, here. You confusing me. This is the camera that's been on the whole time.
I know that. It went off. It's going to go off again.
It's going to die.
Yeah, it's going to die.
Oh, Lord.
No, you got to turn it on now.
This camera.
No, that one. You got to turn that one on.
You already got this one ready to go.
You're going to have to probably focus it.
Perfect.
Hate to be a little bootleg guy, but hey, we're gonna get it right.
Perfect.
Okay, so hold on.
Oh no, you too close.
Hold on. Yeah, you got to.
It's all in your nose.
No. That's
on your end.
yeah, that's the what's the name camera. Okay, there we go. You just need to focus it a little bit. Just focus just a little bit. I think that's good. Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
That's good.
Look here.
Yeah.
Got a dog, producer, and technical advisor, and
Yeah, we're gonna do some more questions, guys. Let's get it.
okay. So let's see here. Ooh, let me go back through. Are we supposed to comp the storage properties or just get all the questions answered you have in the script and submit the deal? Is there a way to know if a deal is a deal you may not want?
All right. So say that again.
The storage properties.
What about it?
Answer all the questions in the script and then submit it to you. But how do they know that if it's not a deal?
We're gonna let you know.
Okay.
Because we're gonna always just go, in most cases, go make an offer, regardless of how ridiculous their price is. So you're gonna know, and the offer will be made through you to go back to them to make the offer.
Okay, got you. So Denise was the one. Rite Aid bought her Eckerd. So apparently, different companies bought them depending on where you are.
Yeah.
And she said, I do have the owners of the property that I'm speaking about. So maybe it's I don't know. Do you franchise pharmacies? And it could be like
I don't think they were franchise. I think they just all corporate owned. Okay. When you talk about CVS and Walgreens, I think Eckerd's was the same way.
Okay. Barry says, and following up what you were talking about, commercial real estate. Commercial real estate has so many different opportunities, but it requires a very high degree of time, patience, hell of work, and perseverance.
Most definitely. But it's worth it. That's why the paydays are what they are.
Thank you, James, for telling everybody in the chat to smash that thumbs up. Everybody, it only takes a quick second.
That's right.
Yes.
We don't ask much. Please do this. Subscribe to the channel by selecting this button here. Once you subscribe to the channel, tap the little bell, select all, so you now are alerted whenever we upload new videos like this one and when we go live daily. Boom.
All right. Thank you. Let's see here. Yes, Trasivi. Yes. Everybody laughing. And then Trasivi said, did he say take one for the team? That's exactly what he said.
Is that what I said? I said it on air?
No, that's what she's saying. When we said, tell him what I said, and I was like, we ain't gonna tell him what you said. And she said, you said
that's exactly what I said.
Yeah, probably. Probably. This is one time I did not want to be put in the game, coach. No, Kurt. I'm good. No. Coach. Yes, Valerian. We are. Maybe a too much.
A free house.
And a car.
But
we talked
already had a car. He's gonna buy another car.
No. But we talked about it because actually, guys, we did talk this through. His son, we said his son wasn't gonna let that happen. His son was an attorney too.
Oh, I forgot you were considering.
Yeah, we was like, wait, don't put me out there like that. No, that was the part we weren't supposed to share.
Hey, that was about 15 years ago.
To share that part.
That was about 15, 16 years ago. She's a different person now.
I'm totally different.
Yeah.
Back then, I was on my Trixie. Make the money. Don't let the money make you.
She was so in love. The problem was it wasn't. She was just so in love back then. Oh my God.
Whatever. No. But we talked about that. We said his son wouldn't allow it to happen. That his son would, dispute it because he was like, he would deed it to me. But it was only after I said acts were done. And I'm like, no. You got to give that to me first. And so
I forgot about all that.
So this was like a week-long thing that went on, y'all.
Oh my
I cannot
God.
think of his name. It's
'Cause
like
I
on
thought,
the tip of my tongue.
what I told you, I thought we could wholesale it for like, you at that point you'd be selling it. You wouldn't be wholesaling it because
Exactly.
you owned it.
It's going to be all mine.
I think you bought 35,000. I think you it was in pretty good condition over that area.
Yeah.
If not more.
Yeah.
35 big ones.
Dang, what was his name?
$35,000. What I gonna get some of that?
Yeah, you would have.
I wouldn't have took. I couldn't. I guess I couldn't have took too much of that.
Not if I put myself out there. I done gave up everything, pieces of me.
Oh, now we get into pimping.
No.
Oh, 35,000.
No. Now y'all see when y'all be on me about being on time, and y'all be like, "You ain't his friend." Keep this in mind. Keep this in mind. This is how it all started.
35,000 and a car. Now his son probably couldn't have stopped them from buying no car though.
He couldn't stop him from buying a car, but he would have kept me from getting my house.
You could have sold the car.
I could have sold the car. Yeah. Was it Palmer?
No, that. Oh, you know what? I deal with an attorney now. His name Palmer. When is that his son?
Oh gosh. Oh, is he from Vestavia?
I think Jeff live over there in Bethlehem.
Could be. He lived in Vestavia because I remember the house. We looked at the house that he was living in, him and his wife. He said his wife just couldn't do it no more. Okay, so that's what she said. So Jashawn Johnson wants to know, what is a good starting point for earnest money on commercial properties? Or doesn't that really work like that?
Yeah, it could be all over the board. You know, it's just negotiable. You know what I'm saying? Just so many ways you can go about it. But normally 1% is the rule, but we did tons of offers with less than that, and they didn't even sneeze at it. So
Okay, I'm gonna be off of it, but Roderick Bell. So we talking about wholesaling, right? He said I should have wholesaled that one. Wholesale.
Hey, don't even trying to get him to do. Oh boy.
Okay.
Oh.
Yes, Jamonica. Jamonica gave me kudos. Thank you. I don't know if she did, but I'm gonna say she did. She said the fastest tech error correction in all of internet history. I fixed the thing.
Oh yeah. Well, yes. I had already set up the other camera in case an issue was going to happen. Now, if I'd have been still here by myself, then that'd have been the end. We'd have been on. We would have been reduced to my Mac camera, my laptop camera.
So, what is the maximum amount of land you are willing to partner on when a for sale sign says that they will or may subdivide? Are you able to buy pieces of that property, or do you have to buy the whole property? But for one, that's on market if it got a for sale sign.
Well, yeah, they're already letting you know they're open to subdividing, which means they're negotiable. It's just so hard just without knowing the full parameters of it. And with land, I prefer not to be on the market, but I have certain uses in mind that could be capitalized on depending on where it is. And it may not matter that it's on the market if we can get the right deal.
Okay. So there are a lot of questions in here about commercial property. So what about Sears in the mall? What about Macy's? What about
we mean
just vacant? But hey, now keep in mind, malls are
the malls still operational.
Anchor stores.
Yeah. That's an entire property. See, if the mall is still open, but Sears or JCPenney or something like that closed, so you're still talking about that entire property or whatever. In most cases, well, sometimes like like the Sears up here in the Galleria, the mall up here up the street, they own just their portion. Now they won't buy $20 million for it, but they own just their portion. But that's a major piece of real estate in this market, though. So.
All right. King Jayla, hey Jayla, wants to know. Oh my goodness, you got me talking to my baby on this. She
don't know what we're talking about. She don't know what we're talking about.
Mickey ain't no dummy. Oh, she gonna think her mama be wholesaling. Okay.
She don't know what we're talking about.
Jayla wants to know, can your first deal be 6 figures?
Ain't no question about it. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that text Minnie to MINI 205 964-5243.
Okay. So in reference to the storage unit partnership, Michael Newman says, do we submit the deal through text? Do we call or send through email? What company do we say we are representing? What if they require proof of funds? Thank you for all you do.
All right. So now a lot of that's going to be answered if you text the word mini and follow through all the information there. It's going to answer that on where you submit the deals. Now, who you say you're with, just your name. You know, you don't have to be a company to buy real estate, right?
Mm-hmm.
And just let them know, hey, my name is this. I'm working with a group of investors that are interested in buying self-storage in this market. I'm doing the grunt work to see if you're interested in selling this property, right? And so boom, so they need more information. You know, we can get proof of funds, no big deal about that. You know, so, but yeah, that's how you present it, because that's the truth.
Okay. My on Instagram says, does it matter how old the commercial property is?
No. Well, now, of course, now there's all types of commercial properties, but if there's a better use for it, highest and best use opportunity, no, it won't matter, you know, because anything could be torn down or it could be renovated, you know.
Okay.
Possibly.
Yes, Saul. Family Dollar building on its own lot that's vacant. Yep.
What to look? Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Let's see here. Let me scroll back. I think I missed one.
I'm going to have a video that's coming out couple of days that'll answer a lot of questions on those type of properties.
Okay.
You know, so
much appreciated. I think that'll help clear up some questions as long as y'all watch it. Soraya Abraham.
That's why it's important to go to YouTube or any of the other platforms, but especially YouTube, because that's where I upload those long form video types. And subscribe. Tap the little bell. Select all so you are alerted when Ty, the flip guy, the flipper man, uploads new content, or when we go live, you'll know. It'll just pop up on your phone. It's just magical.
How will they know?
Like sorcery.
How will they ever know? Soraya says, hey, Flip Man, just tuning in. Would you ever have a giveaway with the prize being your mentorship? Would love to get the chance to be your mentee.
Yeah, we've done that before.
Okay. It's possible.
Anything's possible.
I knew he was coming. Can't have nothing. So let me see here. Just make sure I didn't miss anybody. Hey, look at David Darson, who's in the 225 Baton Rouge area. See what he has going on. Barry, I see you have like some. Okay, finding self-storage facilities is all about finding the right owners who are highly motivated from start to finish. They're willing to work with the offer you make with them.
But that's in the real estate deal.
Yeah. There are rarely that many self-storage owners in this current climate.
Not true.
Okay.
You know how many he must went on earlier, right?
Maybe
now
not.
We have a few deals in the pipeline right now that people have referred. I'm very appreciative to those that have put the work in. One of them, the guy owns 4 different locations, a total of 800 units, older guy, been managing them himself. A lot of these people don't even have their stuff on the internet.
You just know about passing.
But they have. He has probably a $15 million conglomerate there. You know what I'm saying? But nobody called him and asked him about it. He's gonna probably just go away in this estate, and his kids ain't gonna have no interest in it, right? You can't sit there and say that. Life, like the guy was, I guess he called himself venting with me. I don't care how many people have called them. Between now and tomorrow, something can happen in my life that I need to liquidate some stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? if we could predict the future, we could be in another business. We forget this real estate stuff because now we could be trillionaires in the morning. That we can predict the future. You have to put yourself in the game. I don't care how many people have called, and then a lot of people have not, and no one has called them or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's a numbers game. You know, nobody. If it was easy, everybody would do it.
You right.
They got, you know, they got situations for you. Get up every day, go to work.
Mm-hmm.
They pay you. There's a lot of employers say there's what they call it?
What's that?
When it's a worker shortage, what they call it? What's the other word?
Labor
Shortage.
Labor. Okay.
Yeah. They got places where you go there. You know, you don't have to worry about all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
So
What makes the world go around? As long as you're happy, it's the only thing that matters. All this crap I'm talking is worthless if you ain't happy.
I ain't happy. Okay, so Randy Coleman says, "What's up, Flip? I have 3 properties that's ready to sell by the owner, but it's taxes owed on the properties. Is it worth it to wholesale them? If so, what's the steps to take care of the taxes?"
Well, the taxes being owed on the property is not a big deal, right?
Right.
Because that'll be handled at closing. The big deal is the price that makes the deal work for you, and what he owes, is that less than that number that works for you? And is he willing to accept something less than the number that works for you to cover what he owes? If that's the case, deal. All that'll be handled at the closing table.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's see here. We've already gone through most of these.
Yeah, we've been rolling hard. I think you made up. You've made up.
Ooh,
You made
okay.
up. You made up. You got your story out there, put your business out there. Stuff.
Wow.
We got to go find that house, man. I want to know what happened to that guy.
You know, I kept all my paperwork, so if it was something that in my little notebook,
you ain't never put it in the contract though. Well, you probably got his contact there. You say if you wrote it down.
Mm-hmm.
Now you can't put your hand on that.
Yes, I can. Mickey can tell you right now. I kept all that stuff organized. Every contract.
You still got all them CDs and stuff too?
Yes, the CDs. That's what she be talking about. The book, the little flip book, the spiral bound book.
Oh,
I got
wow.
all of that.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. It's easily accessible. I kept that in a little wholesaling bin and ain't done no wholesaling or wholesaling.
Oh, wow. So we're not going to do the thumbnail tonight?
Yes, throw the thumbnail up there. Okay, so guys, you have this thumbnail, and the title of Flippinar 274 was why
commercial real estate is ignored by most wholesalers, or why don't wholesalers start with commercial real estate?
All right, so either one of those. Is that topic conveyed in this thumbnail that you see? We got Ty with the cigar. That's obviously a staple in your pictures now. He always smoking.
Somebody told me smoking is bad for you.
Smoking is very bad for you. You're going to die from lung cancer.
And you hear what the surgeon said about smoking?
That's what he said.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. You don't see Marlboro Man no more. He counting his ducats while looking at chick who's smiling like, hey. So give it a 5. If it is wonderful, you understood exactly what the message was supposed to be saying in the picture. Give it a 1. If but if you give it anything less than a 3, tell us what can be done better. I think I can say that. Yeah, what can be done better about it? Go ahead and put your numbers in the chat. 5 being great, and then 1 being no. Chef Darnell says it's a 2.
Oh,
because it looks like he's trying to pimp her. See, it's a pattern. It's a pattern, y'all. See it? See it.
A 2. That's what you got for that pimping?
Pimping ain't easy. Okay. Andrew says no, but the way he holding that loot looking at her goes well with AP's story. So a 1. Roy Thomas gives it a 5. Saul Rickenbacker gives it a 2. Katie is laughing at us. Thank you, Katie. But what number? What number? Debbie and Scooter, a 5. Barbara Sutton, a 5. You're actually doing pretty good. Secret to Lewis says 2, like he trying to give her 40.
Ah!
Put the 40 on the nightstand.
In your purse, man.
Oh, Katie gave it a 5. Deonica said we both need to get offline right now. So for the most part, I think you did really well. You got a 5. You got it ultimately. It averaged out to maybe like a 4.5. So you're good. Kay Young gave you a 5 as well. I think they like the thumbnail. They do. Just,
Share it.
Yes. There
Share
you go.
this.
If you like it, share it. Share this episode with a friend, loved one, significant other, partner, co-worker, acquaintance, associate, and enemy. Share with all of them. Help them get into this wholesaling game and other creative ways to make money with real estate. Funding Forever says 4. Saul says, looks like you're trying to buy more than a property. And Jamonica says a 4. You could have left the girl out and put a bag of money, but it's still good. Yeah, it gives pimping. And Tish says, I agree. The cigar throws it off. Makes it look pimping. It's the cigar. And the money and the side eye is like.
I say $100K per deal is normal. And so you don't see the background of the self-storage?
We do. But what is the purpose of her?
And she's like, yeah, right. That's the expression she's supposed to have.
That's what you're trying to convey.
She's like, yeah, right. All right.
My God.
See, I ain't put on there what I wanted to put on there.
I'm glad you did. Okay.
And she's like, yeah, right.
Oh, that's why she should have did the dude with the twisted lip.
I couldn't get this total space or spread, but that worked. I said, this will work right here. She's like, basically, yeah, right. I'm saying 100K. All right, then, what I'm saying?
I'm counting my money. You going about your business. Okay.
Why you come out here? Why you meet me out here then? You know what I'm saying?
That makes sense. And so Chef Darnell says, since we got the story, he'll give you a 5.
Okay. So he understands that.
Now.
She's like, yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling her 100K per deal. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And she's like, yeah, right.
Okay. Right, well, I got you. The Carnival Live Show gives you 10. Like what? That wasn't even a number, Carnival. Like you giving them 2.
Do it. Don't tell her. She can't tell
5
you.
stars.
Can't tell you how to 5-star me.
I set the rules up. Like I can't establish the rules. Whatever. Hey, Flipman. That was a question. Have you ever checked out PropWire? That was from Roy.
Yeah, somebody mentioned it.
Okay. So Andrew Phillips says all he needs is a big pink hat with a feather in it. I'm sure he already got gators on.
No, he got gators in the house, though. He got gators on, though. He got that. Yeah.
Israel says more money, more problems. Need to look scared of big money. 3 from me. Jamonica says no, her expression is not yeah, right. See?
What is her expression?
It's like,
no. She's like, yeah, right. Oh, it's going on, old dude. That's what she's saying. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
you just don't know all the bills could be paid. That's what she's missing.
Katie said, since you've clarified, she gives you a 7. So you're going from like a 1 to a 7, a 2 to a 5. So you're good. She gave you more than the 5. So you're good.
Yeah.
Elisa says 5, definitely ignoring the property. So INCE, where do we upload our potential storage deals?
Text Mini, and you're going to get the instructions on there. You got to follow the instructions. I don't want to just put it out there because I want people to go through a process because people just start sending stuff. You know what I'm saying? So if they go through all the information that I'm giving you that you need, then you'll know just not to be sending stuff.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So.
Okay. So Eugene gives you a 5 and Tish says it makes sense now. And Israel agrees.
Well, I was hoping I didn't have to explain it.
Yeah. Israel agrees with me and says she looks like she's saying, hey, yes.
Oh, she like, yeah, right. You tripping. That's what she like.
But Christopher says she should have a cigar too. Like we both eating this money.
Now y'all asking for too much.
Okay.
Too much going on.
Well, okay. Thank y'all for voting on the thumbnail. Otherwise, I say it's one thing, but when I say something, I'm a hater every week. So I'm not even going to put my vote on it at all.
So what's your number?
Now that you've explained it, I'll give it a 4.
But before I explain,
It was a 1. It was a
Oh,
1.
she just hates
See,
life.
it don't matter what I say. Oh my God.
Oh.
All right, well, close this out. I appreciate all of you being here tonight. It is so much fun being able to talk with you all about real estate, reading your questions so Ty can answer the questions. This is a really good place to be on Thursdays. Go and onto Facebook and join Wholesaling Real Estate with the Flip Man. There's thousands of people in
If
there.
you're just trying to get in the coaching group, just text the word stack, STACK, no S at the end, stack. Text STACK. Get in the weekly coaching group.
All right.
STACK.
There you have it. There you have it. And if you've missed it, although we've said it 15 million, 1,000, trillion times, text the word MINI, mini, to the number 205-964-5243 to get information on how to vet a storage facility and how to submit your storage facility fines. Mini to the number 205-964-5243.
And we're out.
Flip man, it's the flip man. You want some money in your hand? Flipping houses without credit or your cash. Yeah.